Hi, I'm going to tell you about my day today. It's been an interesting day. Um, I made another video that I was going to upload before this, and something happened. Now, we went to pay our rent today. Now, our rent's not due until the 22nd, but the way my girlfriend's paydays have fallen, we always pay early. Now, our trash ran today. They pick it up in the morning, actually, so I take it out today. And I always check our mailbox on Monday. Well, what did I find in our mailbox? Something from our landlord stating that they're going to raise our rent an extra $75 a month starting next month. Now, we already pay them for rent. We already pay them to rent the storage building, which, if our rent's going up, I won't be able to use that storage building. We're not going to be able to afford this. My girlfriend ended up taking a pay cut. That's in the last video of why that I'm going to upload probably later. But I'll tell you, her car sprung a pretty bad oil leak. It looks like it's coming from the head gasket. And we decided that it's not safe for her to use in winter like that with it leaking so much oil. I mean, it is leaking a lot more than it has for, it's never leaked like this. So, to be able to get another vehicle of any type, my girlfriend went and she got herself put on a sub list. Basically, she's kind of like, I guess, on call in a way, where you don't really have a schedule and you're not full time. To do this, and she did it for a reason. She did it because it's the only way she could have got the money to get another vehicle just to be able to get to work. And it took them a month, and when they put in her, our bank account, they put her PTO, which is her paid time off. If you don't know what that is, it's where you work and some funds go into like a bank or something holding. And if you have to miss work because you're sick, or you're in the hospital, or you're having a baby, or even if you just need the day off for personal things, you have to use that PTO. They do not pay you for anything. You have to go through your PTO before you can use any type of medical from this company. But if you go from full-time to basically part-time, they give you what PTO you've accumulated, and you can only accumulate 200 hours of PTO. So that's what she did. So she could get another vehicle to be able to get to work. And it was really sad because she got the money. Now, they gave it to her the same day they gave her paycheck. So she made just over $3,000 with her paycheck and her PTO. Well, thanks to Joe Biden and those fucking Democrats, they took literally 1/3. They took over $1,000 from her for taxes, which didn't leave her a whole lot, considering we had to pay rent. Our rent's due on the 22nd. She gets paid every 2 weeks, so the rent had to come out of this payday. And since she's now on basically a sub list and not full time, her entire check basically went for our rent. She did find another vehicle. It was $1,900, and that's just for the vehicle and the paperwork. That's not counting registration, tags, insurance, And the vehicle does need a little bit of work on it. I know what I need to do on this vehicle to get everything working, but to do that we have to buy more stuff, unfortunately, and a new tire. Um, it does have what looks like 3 brand new tires on it. It looks like they had 4, and they're those cheap, I believe, Dunlop or something like that, cheap Walmart tires. Um, and it looks like they had 4 brand new tires and maybe 1 blew or went down, and they had to replace it with an old tire with no tread on it. So we have to get her a tire. And we are completely broke. After our rent, after the car, I mean, we haven't even gone shopping. After we paid the rent on the storage, we have, I think, $100 to our names left. So it's going to be a really bad 2 weeks. Then we get a notice from our landlord that they're raising our rent $75 a month extra. Huh. Now, me and my girlfriend do own property. It's a small piece of property on the other side of Montana. We were hoping to make it through winter before we even had to go over there. As you know, the camper trailer still needs a lot of work. It will take a little bit of money to fix it up. Now her new car, I need to work on some stuff on it. But what do you think we should do? See, here's the thing. Our landlord is a slumlord. 100% slumlord. Every time we tell them something needs to be fixed, they put it off, put it off, put it off. We have been in this apartment here. We moved from the apartment that's over on the other side of the wall, over there. I've talked about this. When we moved in, we paid first and last month's rent, plus deposit, and then we got midnight, we paid a pet deposit on top of it. So when we moved into this apartment, we didn't have to pay last month's rent because we already did that in the other apartment. Well, when we moved in here, we couldn't even use the stove because the burners, the tray that's under the burners, didn't fit this stove. We've been in this apartment like 2.5 years, and our landlord, we brought this up to the landlady a couple months ago. We brought it up last month. We've been here for like 2.5 years. Haven't been able to use the stove. And oh, well, yeah, y'all told me about it. We told her husband about it, the landlord. Finally, he brought some burner trays that go into the burners. So we've been in here for 2.5 years, basically not being able to use the stove. Okay, it's not a big deal for us, but if we tell you something's broke, at least, or not working, at least send somebody over to fix it. Our lights. I have a video that I made on how I had to fix the lights. I had to do that myself. We had told them over a year ago about the lights, and they did nothing. Our landlord's a 100% slumlord. Our toilet. The bottom of the toilet was leaking. We let them know. 2 weeks later, I had to pull the toilet up and fix it myself. So, since we just paid our rent, remember, our rent's not due until the 22nd, and today is the 13th. We still have to the 22nd of January. Since we did pay a last month, first and last month plus deposit, we still have that month. So we have until actually February 22nd to not pay them another dime if we want to leave. The problem is, that's in the middle of winter here. My van is not going to move very far in winter. Unless we buy brand new snow tires for the van and possibly with studs. Plus we have to move the camper. Now as far as the camper goes, I can fix it up to where we can stay in it, and if we get the materials, I can do that in probably 3 days, to where we can actually just stay in it and have some working water, a fridge, things like that. It won't look pretty. We'll have a toilet, other things, things we need. It may not be pretty, but we can stay in it. So, and here's the thing, this is the second time our landlord has told us they're raising the rent on us. One day, literally after we moved in here, they tried to raise our rent. And here's the thing, before we moved in to this apartment, we were in the apartment over there on the other side of that wall. We had just paid our rent. The people that were here moved out, and we wanted this apartment. And not because I don't think it's any bigger. It just has some carpet on the floor, and it's just the way it's set up is a little bit better than the one that was over there. So they said, sure, we'll let you move. Okay. Go ahead and pay rent. Now, remember, we just paid rent over there for that month. So we said, okay, we'll pay you rent in this apartment over here. That way I'll have an entire month to move everything and get everything cleaned up over there and get, they want it painted, that I had to paint it. Now the people that lived here had dogs. They crapped and pissed all over the floor. No one ever cleaned it. Seriously, until the day they left. And we were told by the landlord, after we paid the rent, we're going to send someone over to clean the carpet. This is the second time they lied to us about something. Third time, actually. So, I'm like, okay, we don't mind a few days getting the carpet clean. After a week, now remember, we had already paid rent over there, and we paid rent here. So I would have a month to move everything. After a week, nothing. They made excuses of why they couldn't get someone over here to clean the carpet so we could move in. 2 weeks, nothing. Almost 3 weeks went by after we had paid the rent here before I could move in. Anything. And they still did not have the carpet done. And I'm like, we had to take care of this. Because they told me if I was still in that apartment, I'd still have to pay rent over there too. So they basically held me off for 3 weeks. That would only leave me a week, literally 7 days, to move everything that we own, clean the apartment, plus paint the entire apartment over there by myself. Because my girlfriend works. So they basically got almost a full month's rent out of us for nothing. And then they told us, well, that's okay. We'll just let you not pay that much on your next month. Nope, next month came, they wanted it all. And their excuse was, right after we moved in here, they had known the dishwasher hadn't worked for over 2 years with the last tenant. And they decided they'd be nice, because we brought it up too. The dishwasher doesn't work. If it doesn't work, just take it out. Well, they decided they'd buy a cheap-ass dishwasher and stick in here. So basically, we paid for that dishwasher. Like I said, they don't fix anything. Our landlord has lied to us constantly about a lot of stuff. And I want advice from everybody. whether we should just say, screw y'all, we paid y'all first and last month. That gives us, and our rent is not even due until the 22nd of this month, and we paid it on the 13th. So that gives us to the 22nd of January, and then our last month gives us to the 22nd of February. Should we pay the extra rent money to these people, or should we tell them we're not doing it, and we have a right to stay here until February 22nd, and then be out then? What do you think we ought to do? Me personally, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them not fixing anything. I'm tired of our next door neighbor. The guy smokes in his apartment. I mean, you can smell it in here. Yeah, my girlfriend smokes. She smokes outside. You know, they told her she couldn't smoke in here. Why are they letting him smoke in his apartment? You know, it's just, it's all kinds of things have led up to this. So, I would like some advice on what you think we ought to do. Now, like I said, we do have a piece of property, but it's clear on the other side of Montana, and it is fixing to be winter. In fact, it has already snowed here several times. And moving everything in winter is not something I really want to do. Should you think we should tough it out until winter's over and then just move then? Or do you think we should tell them, no, enough of this, and just sit it out for the next 2 months and save money and get things we need to fix up our property and fix up the camper? Now, I can't promise you we're going to do either because I don't know. I will have to talk to my girlfriend about this, and she's not going to be happy because when we paid our rent today, she called the landlady and she told her we paid it early, and the landlady, oh, that's great, y'all always paying early, or you're always on time, we've never had a problem with you, you know, we have no issues with you at all. And then when I went out, and they know that I go out and take the trash can out every Monday because they pick it up Tuesday morning. It goes out by the mailboxes, and I check the mail. They put this in here yesterday on Sunday. It's dated the 12th. So they knew that was already in our mailbox. When we paid rent today, which wasn't even due yet, and they said nothing. She said nothing. Except for how great it is she has us for tenants, because we never skip out on payments. We always pay our rent. You know, we take care of the place. You know, we cause them no problems. So what do? They raise our rent. So, you know, with everything that's been going on, with the fact my girlfriend having to go take a $3 an hour pay cut just so she could get her PTO to buy another vehicle, just so she can get to work, and just so they could take $1,000 out plus they took over $1,000 out for her taxes on that money, and that included her paycheck and her PTO money. Over $1,000. So that didn't leave us with much. You know, with her paycheck, we had enough to pay rent and pay on the storage building, and we had $1,900 to pay on a car and get her a car that does need some work and needs a new tire and some other stuff. But at least it doesn't have an oil leak. The oil's going everywhere. And we have about $100, I'd say $100 for groceries for the next 2 weeks, toilet paper, paper towels, cat food, cat litter. And now they're raising our rent by $75 a month. So what do you think we should do? Now, understand this. If we do move, they do not have internet over there, so I will not be able to upload any videos while we're living there. That whole town does not have internet, from what I understand, and it wouldn't matter because we would not be on the grid anyway. But maybe a little peace and quiet away from the city, and of course my girlfriend would have to quit her job. But maybe a little peace and quiet away from the city, and people like this is what we need. But unfortunately, if we waited till February, there's no way I can get the camper down there. On the highways here, they ice up, and my van is not driving on ice. So let me know down there what you think we should do. Let me know, how you feel about how would you feel about a situation like this, where you're always on time or you pay early on rent. You fix everything that needs to be fixed because the landlord won't do it. And when they do something like that, it's a $24 part, like the trays that go into the burners on the stove. A 4-pack is like 24 bucks. But they don't fix it in 2.5 years. So, what would you do? I mean, they absolutely don't fix nothing. They still owe us money, literally, from when we moved in here, because we paid a month of rent here while we paid a month over there in the other place. So they would let us move into this place. So what do you think we ought to do? Me personally, I think we ought to just say the hell with them, save our money, and go. Even if the camper trailer is not in tip-top shape during winter, I will do everything I can to keep it warm and make sure we have food, and that's all I can do. So let me know what you think. Alright, my next video I'm going to talk about how Joe Biden screwed over my girlfriend, and he's a lying piece of shit. And I will talk about her car and the issues that her car has that I have to fix before she can drive her car, because I want everything to be okay before she drives it. I actually made a video on that already, and I was going to upload it, and then I went out and checked the mail, took the trash out and checked the mail, and what I find in our mailbox, a letter saying our rent's being raised by an extra $75 a month. So for Joe Biden saying the crap he's doing isn't affecting the little person, or not affecting the poor, because my girlfriend makes less than $25,000 a year, and definitely now less than that, for them to steal over $1,000 from her, and that's what it is, stealing, when she needed that to get another car just so she can make it back and forth to work, that kind of pisses me off. And here's the thing, you liberal idiots and you Democrats voted for this asshole. So if things get super bad, the way they're thinking it's going to, like next year, they're thinking it's going to get really bad if it does. If you come to my house and begging for anything, I'm going to ask you who you voted for. You won't like my answer if you say you voted for a Democrat, because that's the reason we're in this mess. Everything's going up. Inflation's going up. The cost of fuel is going up. Oh, big deal. Biden says it dropped 5 cents. Well, he raised it like $1 something. So lowering it 5 cents, that's like my mom. My mom passed away a couple years ago. And this woman would buy lottery tickets. And if she won $1, and she spent 20, and she won $1, she actually thought she won. You just lost 19 bucks. No, I won $1, see? But you spent 20 on scratch-offs. See, that's Joe Biden's way of thinking. He's a fucking idiot. Democrats, you voted for him, you're fucking idiots. And now everyone in America is suffering because of people like you who just didn't like Trump. So, if it comes down to a real bad situation and you're begging for help, no one's going to help you. In fact, you'll be, seriously, people like me will be your worst enemy. Because we have to suffer because of your stupidity. Next time, just don't vote for party lines. Vote for the person that can do the job. A Democrat or Republican that votes Democrat or Republican just because they're Democrat or Republican are morons. You're stupid. And, you know, I don't get how black people can vote for Democrats anyway. Black people grow up, learn history. Democrats were the party of slavery, Jim Crow, the KKK, along with the other slow things. So the Democrat blacks are actually Uncle Toms. It's not the Republicans, it's Democrats. If you're black and you're Democrat, you're an Uncle Tom. Because Democrats were the party of slavery, the KKK, Jim Crow laws. Democrats voted against the 13th Amendment. Now, I know I got off subject here. But it pisses me off because what these assholes voted for is affecting our lives. It's making it tough on us. And they're just too stupid to understand or realize what they're doing. Or they just don't care. Well, I don't know what else to say. What do you think I should do? No, put it in the comments below what you think I should do. Ow, midnight. And I'll talk to my girlfriend about this tonight when she gets home. And she's going to be really upset about this. Because we just talked to the landlady today. And she said nothing about our rent getting jacked up $75 a month. And the thing is, if we go by our lease that we signed, it's not this. Alright, I'm fixing to go before midnight does something he shouldn't be doing. But let me know. Let me know what you think we ought to do. Should we just pack up, move, while we have a chance? Should we try to wait it out for 2 months and not pay the landlord anything because we already paid up until the 22nd of next month and we paid last month's rent? First and last month plus deposit? That would give us 2 months. But that would put us dead in winter. And unless we buy brand new snow tires from my van, it's not moving anything or going anywhere. Alright. Let me know what you think. And let me know if your landlord is a slumlord like mine. And let me know. Has your landlord tried to raise your rent because of this? Because the Democrats and Biden? The stuff they're doing? Let me know. Let me know if your food prices have gone up at the store. Or how much you're spending on gas. Because fuel prices went up. Alright. That's it. Like I said, I had another video that I already made that I was going to upload. Talking about my girlfriend getting a new car and what she had to go through to get that car. And it's not new. It is a used car. It is a 2001 Buick Century. So, it's not new. It has a lot of miles on it. But at least it's not dumping oil everywhere. Alright, anyway, midnight wants out. Just let me know in the comments. What do you think we ought to do? Alright, that's it. Bye.